So we're well on our way to Barentsburg. We've driven for about half an hour, and behind me now, down in the valley, is Longyearbyen. We stopped here because this is a pretty good vantage point for some photography. So our guide was kind enough to stop and asked if I wanted to take images. And I really appreciate that. Little did he know that I went on a little hike up the mountainside just to annoy him a bit, because I found a beautiful mountain that I needed to get high enough to photograph. So I'm shooting at f8 500 of a second, focused directly on the mountain. And here we go. No shutter delay this time. Beautiful. Now let's be on our way to Barentsburg. I think we delayed long enough and my guide is getting a bit impatient. But he forgot the shotgun, so we had to turn back. So I have one up on him. We're gonna drive further on into the lands beyond this point, and who knows what awaits us there. Certainly not me. Hopefully a polar bear. That would be fantastic. We'll see, we'll see. After your first image of the day, you sometimes feel like a sense of relief. Like it started, you're ready. You have one in the bag, and the day can throw anything at you now. That feeling stayed with me as we crept ever closer to the Russian mining town Barentsburg. After about an hour on the trail, the light suddenly shifted. The sun hid away under some thin clouds, creating this surreal soft light. My dad suggested I take this opportunity to grab a few shots of our guide on his snowmobile. And so I did. I also took the opportunity to take a few pictures of the gorgeous mountains in that dreamy, hazy light. These images of Arnstein and the mountains were in my book some of my best images from the entire trip. But the day was far from over, and then we ventured on towards Barentsburg. Almost in Barentsburg. It's been a long, bumpy ride, but we finally made it. We're standing on the settlement's edge now, and the location is simply incredible. Behind me, you can see gorgeous mountain in the most extraordinary light, and the eyes in the foreground. This deserves an image, I think. So I'm gonna take this image, and then we're gonna go into Barentsburg. this is Arnstein, our guide. Some of you already seen him before. So, Arnstein, how many people live in Barentsburg?
I think 400 to 500.
What kind of town is this?
It's a coal mining community.
Barentsburg is indeed a coal mining community, consisting of mostly Russians and Ukrainians, but they also bet heavily on tourism and research nowadays. It's about 40 kilometers southwest from Longyearbyen, as the bird flies, and it's only accessible by snowmobile, boat or by chopper. So it's normal to bring a shotgun into a bar? No, it's actually not normal, as we had to hand over our shotgun to the barkeep while we had our coffee. Still, felt a bit like the Wild Wild West though. Almost like I've stumbled into some other dimension. So the front here, right above the door, is Nidarosdomen. It's a church in Trondheim, in Norway, and on the right and the left side of Nidarosdomen, it's the pier in Bergen, another town in Norway. So they've decorated this with Norwegian things as well as Russian things, so it's pretty neat. So they get their drinking water from a glacier underneath the fjord.
Down in the green fjord.
Down in the green fjord.
Yes, Grønfjorden, green fjord.
So the building with Nidarosdomen on, that is the school, says my guide. And that's the post office, I reckon. And that's the sports center. And down there's a chapel. So that's the chapel. It was built here after an accident, plane crash in 2001 on a place called Operafjellet. And a lot of people died, so they had to build a chapel, I guess. So our time here in Barentsburg has come to an end, and we need to make our way back to Longyearbyen before the snow eventually kicks in, because we're not too fond of the clouds around us. It may produce snow, so we need to crack on. As we started driving towards Longyearbyen, I realized that this was the last leg with the snowmobile for this trip. And who knows when or if I return to this magical wilderness. Either way, I chose to soak it all in. Every mountain, every reindeer, every beam of light. Little did I know that the light had one last surprise for me. As we approached 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐷, the cabin in Grøndalen, the light shifted and became very flat. It was impossible to see if we went downhill or uphill, so we decided to have some coffee and something to eat. I started to really look at the landscape. Everything had the same nuance and color, except the hills far off in the distance. They had a different kind of light. This is the last day on Svalbard for me, and it's been 5 fantastic days up here. Everything here is beautiful, and it's sad to leave this place, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. So I want to thank you for watching every episode from my Svalbard adventure, and hopefully you have enjoyed this series and will continue to watch my next adventures further on. I thank you all for watching, and take care of each other, and I'll see you in about a week. Oh yes, I have taken a lot of photographs that I didn't vlog, so here's a collection of my best unvlogged photographs from Svalbard. Enjoy those, and I'll see you in about a week. Ha det bra alle sammen. Si ha det til villreinen. Ha det bra.